Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome in. Today is Tarot Tuesday. I go live and I do tarot readings for free. I also am going to read runes for anybody who is interested. So for anybody who's not familiar with what runes are, these symbols on my face, that's what a rune is. So I will be doing that. Welcome in. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I usually go on earlier in the day, but I decided to wait till noon today. Thought it might be easier for everybody. Welcome in. Hi Pam, how are you? Instant message, guys, sorry. Hi Rhonda, welcome in. How are you? Hi Gina. Interesting last name. I used to be a Paradise myself. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello everybody, how are you? This isn't my usual scene. I usually go live from inside, but it was beautiful today, so I decided to go outside. I am excellent, thank you. So today is going to be a little different. I'm going to be offering runes for anybody who's interested in having their runes read instead of their cards. So same deal as far as it is beautiful. Same deal as far as your readings are free. They are limited to like a single card pull or a single pour of my runes. But it is your choice, or if you would like me to choose for you, I can do that. I don't really usually choose things for people often. So you would like your runes read? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for liking the live. Okay. So I have a plate in front of me. It is a Viking wheel or compass. People call it different things. So this is going to sit in front of me. How I'm going to read your runes is anything that falls within the circle face up is something that I'm going to read for you, and I'll explain the meaning of it and how it relates. So I'm actually waiting on a new cup to pour from for my runes. My beautiful friend Kirsty is going to make me a cup, but for now this is the closest I have, so bear with me. So only 2 runes fell into the center board, and I will explain their meaning in just a second. So the first one that you got is Rado. Rado is travel. It's movement, but it can also mean like not necessarily physical movement, but spiritual or enlightenment, spiritual movement, change, enlightenment. So this is Rado. Looks like an R. And like I said, that's basically just you're making a change from one place to another. You're transitioning. It's a single person, so it's not like a whole group or anything. It could be confined to a small family if it's like maybe like 4 or less, but I would say it's most likely just a personal thing for you specifically. It has movement. So growth, yeah, that could be interpreted that way too. Your second one is Pertho. So Pertho is something that has to do with like mysticism, ways of the universe, synchronicity, messages that come to you out of nowhere, or things that suddenly have a really strong draw or appeal to them. Basically spirit's way of trying to speak to you through symbols, signs. This is Pertho. It does. It makes a lot of sense, especially together. If you are making strides on a spiritual level, in a spiritual journey, and you are getting synchronicities all the time, you are getting signs all the time, that helps lead you in the right direction of where you would prefer to be, or where you've already established some type of path that you're going to be led on. So I hope that helps. It's not all in your head. At the very least, I can tell you it is not all in your head. So I do offer rune readings via my personal establishment, and you can order those just like you would a card reading. I appreciate you too. Thank you so much. If anybody else is interested in having their runes read or having their cards read, let me know. It is beautiful. This is what I meant by it's going to be different today. It's so pretty. I had to come outside. I don't even care if the neighbors are terrified of me. They'll get over it. That's what ambient's for. If you can't sleep because you saw this, you can just take one of those. So we're also doing runes today. That's something we're doing that's different. I haven't done the runes in a while. I just did one reading for Rhonda. I'm going to follow the same premise I did last time, where I'm just going to do as many as I feel drawn to do, and I'm going to stop. Some days I might do more, some days I might do less, but I'm not going to hold an expectation of how many I'm going to do. Whoever needs to be sent to me will be sent to me, and that's the way it's going to work. We're not going to force anything. Hi, how are you? Everything is going well, thank you. I love meeting people too. Thank you so much for the hearts, guys, the hand hearts, I appreciate it. So, oh, that's awesome. So I'm here today just doing my normal thing. It's Tuesday, so I usually do tarot readings, but I'm actually offering rune readings as well. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. You are not obligated in any way, shape, or form. It's just kind of like my community service. So if you're interested in a reading, let me know. I'd be happy to do one for you. And you can choose either between the cards or the runes, whichever one you prefer. I try to go on every Tuesday. I don't make it on every Tuesday, but I try. Okay? So, will it be runes or will it be cards? Or I can pick for you if you want. Cards. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle the deck, and the way the cards work is, if you have a specific question or something that you need clarity on, I want you to imagine it in your mind. Don't put it in the chat. This has to be in your head. I like to go double blind. It helps with the authenticity and the genuine overall read. So if there's something you're thinking of, I want you to really almost daydream about it. Give it as much energy as you can, and I'm going to try to draw off that energy and try to answer that question for you. So I'm going to shuffle a deck. Now's the best time to start thinking about that, really getting into the energy of it. And then I want you to pick a number. It can be any number you want. Just pick any number. I had to stop doing the ones where I asked people to go live with me. I had one situation that I wasn't comfortable with, so I don't do it anymore. I'm sorry. Okay, whatever your number is, that's fine. Yeah, when you're hosting a live, you're responsible, so you have to make sure you're safe. And whenever you're ready, just let me know what your number is. Yes, you tell me the number, just not your question, because I'm going to use the number to pick your card for you. 7. It's a good number. I like that number. All right, so making sure you're still focused on that situation, that question that you want. Card that you've chosen. We're going to slide that under my plate because the wind is picking up. Now Now, just to remind people, I told I will be immortal to please keep their question or their situation that they would like clarity on private to themselves, to only concentrate it in their mind. So let's see what card you got. So you got the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is coming to the end of a journey. You're not quite at the end, but you are so close that you might even be able to see, touch, feel, actually sense that you are almost there. Things seem to be falling into place really quickly for you as far as the outcome that you would like to have. It usually has something to do with physical. So physical could be health, it could be finances, it could be your job. If it's something that you make, like I know you mentioned you make jewelry, it could be a project that you're working on, but something in the physical world is coming so close to a finish for you that you can basically pretty much see it as it's supposed to be, touch it as it's supposed to be. There may be some like very fine details that you need to work out, but that's gonna like get worked out very quickly for you, because like I said, you are almost at the end. 10 would be the final card in the numbers. That would be the celebration card, and you are very close to that card. You are at 9. Don't let anything stop you in what it is that you're pursuing. Because you are so close at the end, you might as well just follow through with whatever plans you have at this moment. It hasn't steered you wrong so far. Keep listening to your intuition. Hopefully that resonates. Hopefully it answers your question or gives you some sort of clarity on whatever situation you were thinking of. And again, remember, it could be health, it could be home, it could be anything to do with your physical world. It just means that it's something that you can interact with physically. So taste, touch, smell, that kind of thing. I'm glad I was able to help with that. So that's already 2 readings that I've done. That's great. One was runes, one was cards. Just to remind everybody, today you get to choose between either rune readings or cards. Or if you'd like me to choose which reading you get, I can choose for you. Awesome. I hope everybody is doing well. That is my one wish when I come on here, is that everybody is doing well. And if you're not, then I send you as much positive energy as I can to lift you, to help you out of whatever place you feel stuck in. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out and chatting, and just, you know, being here helps. I appreciate it. I'm so glad to hear that. So yeah, there is no limit to how many particular limit I'm gonna do for readings. It's just kind of however many I feel like doing, and then I'll stop. So I've already done 2, guys. If there's anybody else in the live who might like a reading, just all you have to do is say me, yes please, just something affirmative to let me know that you'd like to get on the list. And there's currently no wait, so we are offering tarot. Hi Daniela, how are you? Welcome in. Would you like a card reading, or would you like runes? Or would you like me to pick for you? And if you need me to explain anything that I'm doing, just ask. Let's see. You know, I did cards just now, so I think we might switch over to rune for you, because I'm getting a sense that stones are something that's important to you, crystals are important to you, rocks are mason work, something to do with building, but particularly using stone. It's weird. So I don't know if you're in the process of building something and it has to do with like concrete or brick. I don't know if you work in some sort of construction job, but I feel like building is something that is important, so we are going to use runes. Okay, well that works. So these are Norse traditional runes. How this works is I have a compass right here in front of me. This is a Viking compass, a Norse compass. We are going to put that here. Whatever falls inside the circle face up is what I'm going to read for you, and I will explain each one in detail. I'll show them to you so that you can see what you got. Oh, you got a couple actually. Looks like 4 fell into the center circle for you. Let me just clear away the upside down ones, the ones that fell out, and I will read these to you. So one of the stones that you got, one of the runes that you got, is actually a rune that you can see on my face. It's called Othala. So I'm going to read them to you in the... Hi, Shauna. I am going to read them to you in the position that they fell in. So you can kind of think of this as almost like a chain reaction or a storyline, the way they're being read. So the first one I see is Thuraz. So almost like a force or some sort of unexpected amount of pressure. This can manifest through like accidents, fights. It can be very disruptive. Brutal is even a word that I would use. So something unexpected that had a lot of force behind it. And like I said, your second one was Othala, and this is like a material, something that you can kind of own physically, that is handed down, almost like an inheritance. It's generational. It's something that's been in the family. The next one that you got is also another one that is on my face currently. Sorry, I have stuff like my charms and everything are getting blown all over the place. And this is actually this one right here. This is Manas. So Manas is communion, connection, bringing together. So what I'm feeling like is something kind of fell into place or was brought together. Maybe even people fell into place and were brought together at some point after that. It's like you found a community, or you reignited relationships that maybe had stalled or been lost. So like reuniting with family members. But there's definitely a coming together of people, like a group. And then you have Lagus, which is change, fluidity. It's almost like a cleansing sensation. It's definitely a feminine energy. So definitely a very matriarchal feeling. Definitely, like, I don't know if you became the matriarch. I don't know if you grew closer to the matriarch, but I'm definitely getting like a mother of all kind of sensation. It's very welcoming, very encompassing. It's also very healing. And it definitely is connected to, I believe, what happened in the very beginning of your reading. But it's like after you go through the healing process and how you come out on the other side feeling changed, refreshed, sort of. I'm very glad. And if you were able to get some clarity out of it, if it was able to help you in any way, even if it's just to validate how you felt, I hope that that was helpful for you. Hi, Starlight Healing Jory. How are you? Welcome in. So like I said, I hope that that was helpful, and I really appreciate you interacting with the live, hanging out with us, and just being here in general is great. So I really appreciate that, Daniela. Thanks so much for the likes and everything, guys. You're amazing. I appreciate it. So today is Tarot Tuesday. When I come live on Tuesdays, you know I'm going to do free readings. This is, again, my way of giving back to the community. All right, so in that case, you would be sort of the mother in that situation, and you're healing, you're regenerating. There's a communion. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know, a lot of times people don't have someone that they can kind of lean on in situations that are hard. So I would love for your family to be there for you and help you. Yeah. Well, my best of luck with that. I really wish you the best of luck with that. If it is something that you really, really want, then I wish you absolute luck with that. And remember, it's okay to take a break from manifesting once in a while, because sometimes you get so laser focused and preoccupied with details, you get in your own way. So let the path of least resistance bring you what you need. Basically, walk away, refresh your brain, come back to it like you never did it before. Those are beautiful. We get caught up in details. So, for example, why I'm not limiting how many reads I do, I used to do that a lot. I used to say, I'm going to do this many. And then sometimes I wouldn't hit my target and I'd feel bad. And I realized it was me breaking the one rule of don't set specific expectation, because that's how you get disappointment. So that's why we're just kind of whatever I feel like doing, and then I'll stop when I'm ready. Hi, Susie. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome in, guys. So if anybody's interested in having a reading done, it is Tarot Tuesday. I am offering cards and runes for anybody who's interested. If you're not sure what kind of reading you want, I can choose the reading for you if you would like. But all you need to do if you would like to have a reading is say me in the chat, yes, please, some type of affirmative response, just so I know that you'd like to get on the list. These are free. You're not obligated whatsoever. Daniela was the last person I did a reading for. You could ask her if you'd like to. But I have done 3. I believe Rhonda got a reading, and I Will Be Immortal got a reading. So these are all people that if you would like to ask them about their reading, I encourage it. If you'd like to ask me about what I do, the process behind it, I am more than happy to answer questions. It's important to feel comfortable with somebody when they are doing this kind of work. You were meant to pull those for me. I definitely believe that I am meant to be here for somebody at some point. I appreciate you too. Thank you. Yes, that is Stephanie, Atypically Creative. That is my friend and my mod. She is amazing. She's here with me every Tuesday that I go live. She's like my second brain. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I love you. And I decided to come outside today. This isn't my normal place to read from. I usually read from inside my home, but it was so beautiful out today. I could not stay inside. One of my favorite things to do is to actually trail off into the woods behind me and just hang out. Unfortunately, for the time being, this is probably about as close as I can get to the woods. But this is, you know, I'm enjoying this so much. Hi, MRT, how are you? So yeah, if anybody's interested in a reading, please type me, yes please, in the chat, whatever, you know, affirming comment you like, just to let me know you'd like to get on the list. There's no weight, and there's no limit to how many I'm going to do. It's just kind of like when I feel like I've done enough, I've done enough. Thank you for the likes, guys. Oh, what do you think of my cup, Nicole? I love this cup. This is the cup I typically knows this cup. You know where I got this cup from. This is from Kirsty. And the straw is black so I don't stain it with my lipstick. Oh, some of the comments got filtered. That sucks. Let's be nice. Hello, Dutch. How are you? So, like I said, guys, you have two options today for readings. You can either get cards or you can get runes. It wasn't you this time. Well, I don't think it was me because I'm hosting. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really about being who you are when you're on and not kind of like putting on a show, because I feel like that's what a lot of people do. They come on and they present themselves in a way that they think other people want them to be. I've never been good at that. I've never been good at being what other people want. It's just not my thing. Like, my family, the people who raised me, would have a fit if they saw this live right now. They would. They would, like, I'm pretty sure somebody would end up, like, in the emergency room. It could have been anyone. That's true. It could be. I've opened myself up to the wide, wide world. Who knows? So when everybody's telling us, like, don't be like that, that's the worst kind of advice to take. Who you are, if you are a very artsy person, if you're very creative, if you are inspired by things around you and you just can't help yourself but put that into some sort of creative avenue, be that person. Don't hide, don't shy. Paint, draw, write music, play music, whatever you feel drawn to do. If you have hobbies, if you have things that you love, enjoy them. Don't feel guilty about them. Be yourself. Be you. It's the only reason you're here. You're here to be yourself and enjoy it. Sure, there's going to be some hard times every now and then. You're going to get stuck with some crap, because that's part of being in a three-dimensional world. It's heavy, it's dense. You get bogged down by the 3D a lot. But aside from that, just moving on to the next great thing that happens on your adventure is the whole reason for being here. It's beautiful. So let's see. I have cards and I have runes for anybody who would like a reading. They are 100% free. You're not obligated to pay me anything for your reading. And I will not show up in your DMs later. I'm not a creepy stalker person, so don't worry about it. Also, you guys, you have to trust somebody to let them do what I'm doing, because everything I do is empathic. So I am really tapping into energy when I'm doing this. You have to trust people. Yeah, no, don't let you know what? If somebody wants to steal your sparkle, blind them. Make them need sunglasses. Like, you like my sparkle? You want it so badly? Be a firework right in their face. What type of journaling do you think helps keep track of spiritual goals? Okay. So it really depends a lot on the type of synchronicities that you get. Some people are sort of a mixed bag. They'll have like dreams, they'll have angel numbers, they'll have like incidences, conversations, keywords that pop up a lot. So when it comes to, like, if you're a dreamer, if a lot of your stuff happens in your dreams, then keeping a audio journal, because I don't know about you, but waking up in the middle of the night, turning the light on and writing it out, nah. You're not hardly going to be able to go back to sleep after that. So I would do like an audio where you can like record what you dreamt about and then go back to sleep, and then you can listen to it the next day. You don't have to worry about running out of ink and not seeing it at night. You have to worry about like messing up your REM cycle as much. Just, if you can, when you're dreaming, if you do wake up, just keep an audio journal of what you dreamt about. Some people, that works better for them, even with the other things, like especially conversations. If it's things that keep popping up, keywords, sometimes keeping audio journals is easier than writing them. Traditional writing, though, if it's like daytime and you can write it, that actually is a good thing to do, because you can actually go through sort of like a think tank while you're awake, and you can start to like say possible connection, maybe it has something to do with this. And what you can do is you can almost like Venn diagram when things start to connect through what's written on the page. So it really has a lot to do with the individual. It has a lot to do with what works best for you as a person. But the two that I like are the audio and the written for journaling. Invisible white fortress. I just get crazier, to be honest. If somebody thinks I'm acting in a way that is embarrassing or weird, or you know, it triggers them, I just get more intense. Yeah. So I started really paying attention to my dreams pretty young. I mean, I started doing all of this pretty young. Doing readings and stuff like that. I've been doing it since I was 13. I'm 38, or I'm gonna be 38 in a couple weeks. So you know, I've been doing this most of my life. 20 something years. Holy shit. So I've learned what works for me, and what doesn't, and I've never really been good at, like I said, making sure that I wake up and I have something to write with when it comes to dreams. So the audio was just something that worked. Yeah. So are there any other questions anybody might like to ask me about anything? Crystals, tarot, runes, readings, mediumship. I'm trying to think of all the things that I might be able to answer some questions on. Herbs. I'm into a lot of different stuff. And again, I'm going to do readings for however long, as many as I feel compelled to do. And then, oh, this is why I got the cup with the lid on it, because I just knocked it over. I'm spiritual, not graceful. Now, when you say it's your main focus, is it something that you are trying to practice doing, or... Because I don't really get to talk to many other mediums. It's hard. A lot of them are not down to earth for whatever reason. They, I think, kind of just gray rock everybody because they're not sure who's like trying to mess with them. Your vibrations get really strong sometimes. Well, there's different things. There's meditation, and before you get like, I can't sit still, not every meditation is a still meditation. There is active meditation, so that can be like drawing, it can be painting, it can be walking, it can be knitting, crocheting, anything I bead and wire wrap. Like when I'm needing to kind of like calm down, or I need to kind of focus, I start doing those, and that helps a little bit. But there is also traditional meditation. I know I can, I just need more practice and maybe focus. Okay. So for me, my mediumship, for many different reasons, I am drawn to crystals. It has to do with my birth sign. It has to do with a lot of things in my natal chart. It has to do with a lot of things from past lives. But I am very drawn to crystals. I work with them regularly. There are certain crystals that I do keep on or around my person when I am doing mediumship for people. It doesn't work for everybody, but it is something to consider. So there are certain ones that I can suggest that you can look into, but you have to remember everybody is different, and working with crystals is a lot like working with food, in terms that like everybody can have a different reaction. Like 2 people can eat strawberries, one could have a reaction, the other one might not. So you kind of have to figure out which ones work best, basically, is what I'm saying. Yeah, you're a water sign. Scorpio is one of the more intense ones. I mean, you and Cancer are like basically right there, so I understand that. My son is a Scorpio. And actually Scorpios are my sister sign in the zodiac, so we actually pair really well usually. That's probably why we're so close, even though we're like mother and son. Absolutely. Yeah. You got to be careful though, because not all of them can be cleansed the same way. So that's something that I like to go over when I either create a piece or sell a crystal piece to somebody, is the care and the cleansing that goes into it. So what I like to do, this is the easiest way overall to sort of cleanse and charge your crystals. Even the ones that are not water safe, like malachite, pyrite, a lot of the ites, are not water safe. They can rust. They can create toxic gas. You got to be careful with how you're doing things. So even oils and stuff like that can cause damage to certain crystals. So what I like to do is I like to keep them as dry as possible. One of the best ways to do that I find is to let them sit in salt baths. So basically a tray, a tub, whatever you have at home, that you can fill with salt. And honestly, the roughest, coarsest, most natural salt you can come up with is better. So that would be like rough Himalayan, Epsom, rock, but just some sort of rough salt, as pure as possible, and leave that in a tray, and you can actually leave the crystals in it. Salt is cleansing. It's why people feel renewed and refreshed when they go by the ocean, because of the salt in the water. It also carries positive charge. And then also, people call it saging, but smudging your stuff. Not necessarily using sage. You can use sage. It's basically just a cancellation. It's neutral. But if you want to imbue certain types of energy into your crystals specifically, certain herbs you can burn and you can smudge with. So those are the things that I like to do with my crystals, just because, yeah, like I said, certain things are not water safe. The water can either damage the crystal, or it can have some sort of, like I said, weird chemical reaction. Last thing you want is to, like, try to cleanse something and it destroys it or whatever. So I prefer dry cleansing. Usually about 3 to 7 days. I don't think I've actually had anything that had to stay in the salt bath for longer than that. Pretty much anything that takes longer than a week to sit in a salt bath to cleanse and charge, I probably don't want to keep, if I'm being honest. Find a place and bury it, give it back to the earth, There are some people who prefer to use it for baneful stuff. I mean, not my thing. I don't feel the need for it, but everybody has their own thing, so you do you, if that's your stuff. But yeah, so certain crystals that I can suggest specifically for like working with mediumship, marcasite. Some people call it white pyrite. It looks a lot like pyrite, but it's more of like a whitish muted gray. So marcasite is one that you can use. You can find that in a lot of like vintage jewelry. A lot of antique jewelry has marcasite in it. I have a very strong reaction to that one, so I don't personally use it, but I know that it is one that can be used. Like I said, crystals are different, stones are different, everybody has a different reaction. I stay away from marcasite, maybe it'll work for you. There's also charoite, so charoite. Charoite is another one. It's sort of universal, I guess, in a lot of ways, because it does a lot of the different things that you need. So like focusing, being able to reach a meditative state, grounding, and also being able to see or communicate into a different space, I guess you could call it. Hematite, it's another one. Hematite is sort of, it's sort of like the in-between, I guess I'd say, for like the marcasite and other stones. Hi Brian. Be Present is a friend of mine, guys. He does guided meditations in the mornings and they are excellent. So if you are getting into meditation and you want to start out with some guided meditations, he's a great one to work with. Thanks for stopping by, sweetheart. I appreciate you. We're doing some crystal talk. Overall, if you're trying to really get in touch with your spiritual side, amethyst is a good one to start with. It's a very easy stone to start with. I don't think I've ever met anybody who said that they didn't get a good vibe from amethyst. Hope you're having a great day, Bri. Having a little bit of crystal talk. I've done some readings for a few people. I'm not having a limit on it today, though. Just however many I do is however many I do. I'm mostly going to be checking the clock because I do have to be off by a certain time, though. But I hope everybody's having a great day. It is friggin' beautiful here. That's why I'm live from outside. I couldn't stay in the house. You still have it? I'm so glad. I think you got that from like maybe my last live sale. I haven't done a live sale in a long time. I should probably do one of those and sell some of my jewelry. I've been making a lot of jewelry and I've been putting up a lot of ads for my jewelry, but I have not had a live sale in like forever. So I should probably do that at some point. You got a rainbow amethyst, right? I think. Because I got a whole bunch of rainbow amethysts in at one time. I think you got one of them. Thanks so much for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. It's really quiet out here. It was a little noisy earlier. Not too far past the woods, there's actually like a grade school. So I think it's like pre-K through 5th grade or something like that. And for a while when I was out here setting up, all I could hear was like the kids' voices carrying over the wind. It was sweet. My kid is 16 now, so I don't get to hear like the little voices and the giggles. I miss that sometimes. Hi, Hi, Mufti. How are you? How's it going, love? I'm outside. I don't usually come outside when I'm live. I am glad to see you too. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you. So I've done a couple of readings. There's not really a limit, like I said. I'm just gonna do as many as I want. Let Kirsty know that you saw me live with this. This is my new favorite cup. I've knocked it over like 3 times. That's why I got something with a lid. Thank you guys. Oh, you did sound, was that today? Did you do the sound healing today? I feel like just being outside in general is so healing. Like every time the wind sweeps over and it whooshes the trees, that sound that it makes is amazing. Yeah, my husband really likes that little tray I got him. I got him the red one, the nasty one. He loves it though. He puts his jewelry on it when he comes home from work. It's a nice way to keep his stuff organized. So he'll come home and he'll take off every scrap of crystal jewelry I've ever made him because he wears it all at one time. My husband looks like a total hippie. Oh, you did the sound healing yesterday? Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. I've been keeping weird hours on TikTok. I haven't really been going on later in the day. I've been trying to focus more on the mornings, and I don't stay on too long. Come in, guys. Thank you. Did you guys see the bee? Is that you? Must be because I'm so sweet. Welcome in, everybody. So I am doing free readings for people. Whoever wants one can get one. There is no wait currently. All you have to do is just say yes, please, me, something affirmative in the chat to let me know that you'd like to get on the list. And I am doing cards as well as runes. So you have a choice between having runes or your cards. And if you can't decide between the two, I can pick for you. Okay, do you know which one you would prefer, or do you want me to pick for you? Me pick? Okay. We did runes for the last one. I will do cards for. So all you need to do is focus on your question or the situation you want clarity on and pick a number. Any number you want. Number 8. If there were an even number that I could say I really liked, it would be number 8. Because it reminds me of the infinity sign. Alright, so number 8 for Mufti. Alright, number 8 we're going to set aside. And let's see what Mufti got. You got the 2 of Wands. So 2 is a balanced number in tarot. It means doing on one side to the other, making sure that things are at equilibrium. In Wands, this is talking about things that you feel passionately about, things that matter to you. So this could be anything from your hobbies that you feel passionately about, to a job if you really feel passionately about what you do for work. So that is the energy that I am pulling up for you. I'm not sure if it's what you're doing currently or if it's what you need to embody. I'm not getting a sense of that. But if you are being a little bit scattered right now, if you are having trouble sort of focusing, it might be something you want to, keep in mind or work at, sort of. Just kind of set a goal for yourself. I did not realize that. You're very welcome, honey. Some of my stuff is flying away. I have a nagging feeling. If there's anybody here who'd like a read, if you're just sitting on the outside watching the live but not like in it participating, come on in. The water is fine. I promise. Hi, Vicky. How are you? 42. That's an interesting number. I mean, not unless it's your thing. I'm doing very well. It is beautiful out today, so that's why I am streaming from outside. Back here is the woods I like to run through, usually. When I'm running away from society, I like to disappear back there. Thank you so much for the heart meet. Vicky, would you like a reading? I just did one for Mufti. And I can do runes if you like. I have runes and I have cards. Or I can pick one for you. And I am using the runes that Kirsty made me. So my friend Kirsty does resin. I got this beautiful cup from her. And she made this rune set for me. I knew you were going to pick runes. You're the nagging feeling. You're not a nag. I'm just saying I knew I was going to be doing runes next. And so I was actually doing an announcement to whoever it was to... So now I know. Okay. So it looks like you got 3 upright in the circle. So those are going to be the ones that I am going to read for you. And I will read them in the order that they fell in. Oop. Take out the excess, put them aside. All right, so you got Wonju, or Wonju. This is happiness, this is success, this is a joy that lasts. So typically I would say it's something to do with like the self, personal fulfillment, something that you've wanted to do for a while and you've just gotten to do it. You've been able to kind of check it off the bucket list of sorts. Hi, Kirsty. We're doing runes, and I'm drinking out of my cup. So, again, happiness, lasting happiness, personal fulfillment. And then you also have this one. It is Nothies. I think I'm saying that right, but sometimes it's hard for me to pronounce these. This is patience in difficult times, lessons, going through a hardship, but coming out of it, having more insight if that makes sense. So finding the lesson or the blessing in the lesson, really, being able to take away some sort of a silver lining, which is actually a really important trait or quality or capability to have, because that is literally what keeps us going, is being able to see that for every setback we have, you know, we have something to look forward to. So that is a good thing. And then your last one, because you did have 3 of them. Oh, sorry, some of my charms are like getting picked up by the wind. They're gonna fly away on me. Okay, so nope. Sorry, I have stuff set up for me around here, and it's like the wind is just blowing it around. So why don't you want to stay? Stay. All right. So your last one is Anguas. So this is like success, relief, again, that personal development. So I don't know if it's because you've been able to work on that one characteristic about being able to see silver linings and gathering like lessons from situations, but I feel like that has actually benefited the feeling of the personal development and the happiness. Like sometimes people will say, well, I'm a better person for a situation that happens that made me a better person. Like, you've literally kind of like turned that into almost like an art form of letting those lemons turn you into the better person. I'm not trying to talk you up. I'm not trying to compliment you or butter you up. I'm just saying that I feel like that is what has happened. The situations have, you've coped well. You've learned to cope well. You've found your way of coping well. And it's fortified you. You're the bionic woman. It has made you faster. It has made you stronger. Did I lose Vicky? Holy moly. I'm going to take that as I got something right. You're not freaked out. You're great. That's what I just told you. You're not freaked out. You're great. I love you guys. Hold on. Yeah, I'll bring them back out. So now I'll try to put them in the order that they fell out in, which I think for you might be, it's going to be the reverse for me. So can you see them? You can tell me anything you want. You know that. I did not become ordained so that people could not talk to me. I am always ready to listen. Yay! Exciting! That's fantastic! I'm so happy for you. That's exciting. I am happy for you. And I'm so happy I shaved my armpits. Mom, congrats. That's exciting. So when do you start? I know. You find out your schedule tomorrow? Excellent. That is awesome. All right, well, now if you're wondering like what got you the job, it's that attitude. The attitude of you're going to build and you're going to come back better, and the setback isn't necessarily forever, and that there's a silver lining. Why you didn't get the other jobs, why you got this one, why it took the amount of time it took for you to wait. That mindset, it looks good on you. That optimism is your color, girl. Ooh, big breeze. It knocked over my cubby. Love you. I am so happy I decided to come out here with the runes and the cards, though. I feel like that was a good decision. And I still have room for more reads for anybody who wants one. Just let me know. I know. I'm squishy. I'm all warm and squishy on side now. Oh, I'm getting puzzled. Wait, what? What? That was weird, guys. Has anybody noticed that the puzzle has changed? That was freaking weird. It was like showing me a picture and asking me to choose objects that matched a certain description. I've never seen that before. Usually it's like a puzzle piece and you gotta drag it and put it in place. That is different. I mean, I'm not particularly that crafty and tech savvy to be able to beat the bots to begin with. I mean, I'm kind of low-hanging fruit. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna have to get used to that one. I was not expecting that. And they make it hard too, because like I'm on my phone, so like I can't see the detail. Like, I don't know. I had to do it a couple of times. Pick the ducks. My ducks are not in line. Yeah, it was just something about the fact that I was doing things differently. I'm like, I'm gonna go balls to the walls different. I'm gonna stream from outside. I'm gonna offer cards and I'm gonna offer runes. And I'm not gonna have a limit. I'm just gonna do however many I feel like. Like, I was like, we're just gonna do it all kinds of different today. I told Stephanie, I was like, I'm going live. It's gonna be tarot, chaos, and more. So whatever. I think it has been a little bit chaotic trying to keep my crystals and my charms in line because they're like getting blown away by the wind. And I mean, some of them are pretty decent size, like this. Like, but the wind is pretty strong. And it's weird because you would think like, oh, if the wind is that strong, she must be cold. Not really. It's like a decent warm breeze. I love it. I think I might try to stream from out here more often. Like I said, I love to go in the woods normally. That's my jam. Can't really go back there at the moment, but this is nice. I like hanging out with you guys right here under my tree. And I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me and coming just to shoot the shots and, you know, hang out. I'm all about getting things that are meaningful tattooed. I'm all about that. People look at this and they're like, what is this mess? What the fuck does this mean? It's a constellation. That's why it looks crazy. It's just a bunch of stars. It's a constellation. But it means something. It's better to get something that has meaning and looks crazy than to get something that looks pretty, but it doesn't really mean anything to you. It's hollow. It is pretty peaceful. I'm very blessed to live where I live. I have the best of both worlds. I'm like 40 minutes out from the capital city of my state, but I'm also like less than 30 minutes. I'm like 15 minutes from the ocean, and then I've got tons of wooded areas to play in. Tons. Can you tell what the constellation is? I don't know if anybody can tell. Oh, my crows. My crows are back. Did I tell you my crows came back? They moved for a while for some reason. I don't know, some other type of bird moved into their trees in their territory. So they like moved like way the fuck over there. But my apartment is like way the fuck over there. And they're back. Oh. You guys didn't see the hawk. It was beautiful. Yeah, this is definitely my element. I mean, it takes like two Zyrtec tablets for me to be able to enjoy it, but it's fucking worth it. It's totally fucking worth it. So I do have it in me to do a few more reads, but I am getting hungry. So maybe like 3 more? I don't know. But if you do want to read, definitely now's the time before I get too hungry and I have to go inside, because that's one of the things that I do to prepare for this is I fast. So I've stopped eating like 8 p.m. last night and I haven't had anything to eat all morning. I do that traditionally for readings and also for mediumship. I don't know. I don't want to tell people this because I don't want people to take it and run with it and hurt themselves, but I feel like it helps me focus to have an empty tummy. I know it's something that people have been doing for centuries. I know there's got to be some sort of science behind it, but just, you know, within reason. So that way I can get something to eat. I'm going to say like maybe 3 reads left if there's anybody who's interested. So speak now. I think Kirsty, did I read for you last time I was on? I don't know. If you're interested, let me know. And you can either get runes or cards. Hunger Games. It is going to be like Hunger Games in my house, actually, because I did not really cook much of anything last night. I made like a very small meal, so there's no leftovers, so I gotta scavenge. I gotta figure out what's in there. My cabinets are a complete mystery. It's about 95% herbs and spices. Like, I have things in there like most people don't keep. Stephanie was wonderful and sent me a brand new stock of my mugwort so that I can make my teas, and I appreciate that. Omelet. You fancy girl. For the price of eggs, omelet. What is it, like my anniversary or something? You gotta remember, I'm in the States. Eggs are fucking expensive. No more tea. So my mix for my herbal tea, in case anybody is wondering: mugwort, sage, thyme, anise, clove, bay leaf. There's a list, and I can make it available. If anybody wants me to just like do like a quick video where I put up like the list of things that I put in my tea, I will. attention to your food allergies, guys. Like, don't just drink or eat something for the hell of it. Especially if you know you're allergic to it, because there's like cinnamon in here. Also, everything is expensive. Yeah, I know, right? Absolutely, you can. Do you want me to use cards or do you want to use runes? Whatever you want. You can pick your poison. Runes, yay! Alright, let me back up a little bit because I scooted toward you guys for some reason. Alright. Oh, you got a lot of them, Kirsty. Holy crap. I think it's because you made the runes, so they're being, like, especially talkative for you. I see one and I know exactly the meaning of it, I think, just off the top of my head. Hold on, guys. I got stuff I gotta fix over here. It's a mess. I don't know why my stuff keeps getting, like, blown away. Alright, so I'm gonna do it in the order in which they fell. You got, like, 7 of them. It's crazy. Let me try to make some sense out of these. Get them in line. Alright. So the first one that I'm going to show you, and this is the one that I feel like I understand the most, is the Berkana. And this is usually like a new beginning, rebirth or actual birth, a fresh start, something new, a starting over point. So I think I know what that's in reference to. It can also mean fertility, but I don't think it means that. This one is Rado. So I had explained this one before. Rado is the movement or transition that somebody is in. Usually it's a personal movement or transition. It can be physical or spiritual. It can include some other people, but it's like a small group, like 4 or less people involved. So that kind of a transition. And then you also got this one. So this one is Anzus. This is what you see on my chin. This is like truth and knowledge, but like for the betterment of whoever it is given to or whoever receives it. So it is communication and foresight, but it's like with purpose and for betterment. This is also something that you see on my face. This is algaes, and algaes is like protection. It's knowledge, but like knowledge. It's knowledge of like knowing how to continue on. It's like foresight, but it's more like your intuition, basically. How your intuition works, and it tells you things, and you know whether something's good for you or it's bad for you, and you know what direction to follow. Algaes. And then we have Jera, which is harvest or bringing something like bounty, a gathering. So this is like everything that you've sown being reaped, hard work, rewards. And then this is also something else that I have on me. This is manas. This is community. This is coming together. This is usually more than one person. This is usually a group of people. It can also even be as many people as like an entire nation. It could be global. This is just communion and bringing together. And then you got Fehu. So Fehu is like prosperity, gain, fulfillment. It's not necessarily going to last forever. It's not, it's different from, it's slightly different from the one that Vicky had gotten, because this is something that could be meant to be short term. It's like a step on your journey, not necessarily going to be with you forever. But right now there's a lot of gains. There's a lot of feeling of being whole. The best way I can describe it is sort of having something back. You feel like you've got something back now. Oh God, grandbabies. But yeah, something to the effect of feeling like you're whole again or something. Like something that was lost came back. And it's not necessarily always a thing. Sometimes it can be like a feeling. Like sometimes it's just the normalcy that we wish to have. That was a really long one, so I'm thinking because that one was at the end, you haven't reached it yet. Like a lot of the ones that I've done have been like 3, 2. You had like 7 runes. So yeah. I feel like that one was reaching a little bit further into the future. So I will do maybe 2 more readings because I am getting really hungry. Like my cards are starting to look good. I'm not quite at eating crystals yet. I'll start with the least toxic and work my way up. Absolutely, ma'am. And what number would you like me to draw for you? And hopefully we'll just stick to the 1. And that's the important part, is that you just continue on the journey so that you can heal, because standing still for too long can actually do more harm than good. 17? Do you want to double that one? Usually do something a little higher. You sure? 17. All right. This blanket is easy to wash. Okay. So, this is your card. You got King of Swords. So, this is... What? Yeah, I think it is definitely time for me to start packing up and going inside. This might actually be the last one. So, this is... communication. This is the ruling energy of being in charge with communication, communicating effectively. Boss energy, being a little bit guarded. So think more energy that would be typical for, say, the masculine, which is like being protective, being dominant, maybe being a little bit bossy. So this is where you are right now. Striving and working toward being an effective communicator, being in charge of your communication processes. Absolutely. All right, so the wind calmed down a little bit. I think it's funny that the wind got crazy when you got your sword card, because sword is air energy. And that was pretty forceful. Like, a lot of my cards just went flying. So that was interesting. So yeah, a lot of communication, a lot of being very direct in your communication. Making sure that people understand you, know what you mean, what you say, where you're coming from. If it's not something that you are doing, then it's something that you need to do. Thank you, Kirsty. All right, so the wind calmed down, so maybe it was just Stephanie wreaking havoc. She took me a little too seriously when I said we were going to have chaos and tarot and more. That's not fair to blame her. I bring my own brand of chaos everywhere I go. Well, it's always good for us to, try to communicate as effectively as possible. Now, remember, people are only going to meet you from as deeply as they have met themselves. Not everybody we can get our points across to. Some people we're just not meant to. And that's how you can figure out who and what is meant for you and who or what isn't. Because if it takes too much of your time and your energy to effectively communicate with somebody, that means that they are probably most likely hell-bent on misunderstanding you to begin with. It is not your responsibility to crack the shell of every egg you come across. And that's hard. That's hard to swallow, even like for me. I know a lot of these rules. I am not blind or ignorant of much when it comes to, metaphysics and spirituality, but even I get caught up sometimes. There's been times where I've been like, oh, I have to help this person. I have to try it with this person. And it ends up being a lot of wasted energy and a lot of wasted time and energy that I could have put into something that is more beneficial to not just myself, but others around me. So that's why we have to be careful about how much energy and time we put into certain things, activities, people. Sometimes it's good to hold back a little bit. Fill your cup first, and then you can worry about taking care of other things. That's my favorite piece of advice. It's also the advice I also don't listen to the most, but it's my favorite. All right, do we want to try for one more read? Is there anybody who would really like another read while it's calm? Because I can't guarantee how long till the next gust of wind. It is my favorite to ignore. It's my favorite. Okay? How I like to use it or not aside, it's still my favorite. But yeah, I will do one more if anybody wants one. But if not, I'm going to pack stuff up. So, going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Okay, so we will save readings for next Tuesday. Hopefully it's this beautiful and I can come out again, because I really enjoyed being out here with you guys. I'll bring my runes again. We'll do this for as many times as the universe feels like I need to do it, and then if I feel like I need to change it up again, I will. Who knows, maybe I will go live and I'll do it from my favorite spot in the woods. I'll bring you guys to my favorite spot in the woods. We'll go live from there. That might be a plan, something we can do in the future. But in the meantime, I really appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out with me. Just being here and participating in any way you can, even if you're just listening to me rant and ramble, is awesome. Asking questions and sharing things with me. I'm always interested in learning about everybody. Learning is one of the things that keeps you sharp. It helps you grow. So I'm big on that. Learning different points of views, learning about different beliefs. We should always be looking to share as much as we can with each other, because that is how we expand ourselves, our world. It's important. So I will be back hopefully next week. Hopefully from out here, like I said, if it's beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, have a beautiful day, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here with me. Bye. I'm gonna go eat.